My name is Paulinho Muzaliwa. I'm originally from DRC. We grew up in a decent life, a life where you can wake up, you have food, you can go to school until everything has changed and forced me to flee my country. Have a dream. For example, I've been dreaming of being a pilot. Build your life, grow up with friends, and at a certain level that you wake up, everything has collapsed. Being a refugee, you're kind of starting a new life and leave behind the person that you have been before. It's about saving your life or die. Because if you stay in your country, there is one 9 percentage that you don't have choice to survive. So the only choice, whether you live, whether you die. You live and hustle, looking for a place where you will feel like you are in security, or you remain in your country and wait for rather being killed, rather forced you to enroll in rebellion. Just instead of keep on stress myself why this happened to me, I decided to move on and focus on something that could bring me joy. It's really a transformational process to let it go what's been really hard to the most, to embrace something that's bring you happiness. I decided to really form a community where we can share stories that's really bring more positivity in our life with different people that I met here who are really dreaming on doing something great to help other young people who are face the same problem that we have been facing. There is a say that people need people, and when you share story, you may think that was was worse, but when you hear someone, you say at least me, and this keep you hope that if this person have been able to move on, mean that I can do it. So we have been just coming together to encourage ourselves to do something that will help us to forget where we're coming from, the pain that we have been passing through, and then start a new life here that will bring us joy and make again our life more make sense at a certain level. You may think that yes, you have already moved on, but there is sometimes you sit down and you compare yourself where you could be if you couldn't be a refugee. For example, you are in terms of getting papers to travel is quite hard. With the paper that you are having, there are some countries that are not recognize them, and you feel like you are kind of where exactly you are belonging. So the country that is hosting you is not really give you papers that are really seems to be credible, and you cannot go back in your country to get, for example, passport. We started as a group of people who want to learn about English, who want to be adapted to the community that they have made. After learning English, because it's a basic to unlock opportunity here, we say, oh, it's really important that we could learn also about, we got a scholarship about entrepreneurship. So when I got the scholarship about entrepreneurship, I initiated this idea for to other group members that we have been working together. We started, and meanwhile I've been sending different invites to different people, even though I don't know you. On Facebook, I met with Nora Batson. So she enrolled me in one of her training called Warm Data. And from there, so there are so many incredible, I met with incredible person. I learned about critical thinking, and it's really helped me to move my entrepreneurial journey forward. There are, of course, challenges that make you think deep. Remember when the COVID started, refugees who have run out of humanitarian assistance. The majority of people have been relying on humanitarian aids to survive. Then this was the genesis of the idea of how can we come up with something that will enable us to grow our own food instead of relying on humanitarian assistance from the World Food Program. We didn't have any skills in agriculture, but we say we are going to learn until we master that skills, and this can also be part of us. 2019, we introduced permaculture in Nakivale Refugee Settlement. We trained the first cohort, and it was 20 people. So the Warm Data community has fundraised, and we raised $4,000 to train these people. Supply them toolkits, which include watering can and seeds. You need to make sure that you use the resources that are available to you and apply different principles of permaculture that will allow you to move sustain without forcing the nature to give what you want. I've understood that the nature is also like our body. So when you eat well, you look healthy. And the same for the nature, or the same for the soil. But I love the nature because when you give it, it returns back to you in in a multiple way. Watching people come and see, oh, through the skills that you have been able to teach me, I've been able to grow this amount, this quantity of food, or I'm able to afford 2 meals per day, something that it was not possible. So this has motivated me the most and has bring me joy. You know, the journey never been easy, because as long as you finish the first mountain and you start another one. After teaching people about permaculture, and of course some have started growing their own food, we have realized that people that we have started receiving a couple of numbers of people that have been complaining that, oh, guys who have been designing the way you have taught us, but there is no any difference. The soil is not productive anymore. And we have been asking them, so how are you, what do you apply, or what the procedure that you are taking? They say, oh, we use chemicals to grow our own food. But since then, the more that we have been using, the more the production is keep on decreasing. So we sit together with the community and see what can we do so that we we can be able to grow food without warming the soil. There is a principle in permaculture that say produce no waste. There are so many food waste that are always being thrown away. How do you see if we could start collecting this food waste and then making compost out of it? Then this compost can be used in our gardens. We let people take decision and also come up with different ideas and help them to just showing them on how this the best way to scale them. So we don't want to take this responsibility of thinking on behalf of the community, but we want to see this inclusion between the participant that we are serving or the community that we are empowering with us. We have seen that it's really a solution that was created for the community by the community themselves. We see a tangible impact on how this has mostly impacted people economically, ecologically, and socially. Ecologically, why? Because we are regenerating the soil through the vermicompost that we are producing. So it's really adds different nutrients in the soil, add microorganisms in the soil to maintain the crops' health and boost the production of the crops. Socially, we enable farmer to produce food. We promote also biodiversity. Well, the vermicompost cannot really responding positively to the challenge that farmers have been passing through, but wants to make sure that we plant trees or design food forests that will be an addition of what we have done so far. Because these trees, among these trees, they are the one that will fix nitrogen in the soil. They're the one who will retain and or store water in the soil. And there's also some crops that will play as a cover for the soil. So all these are helping each other. They are interconnected. We want to engage the community from waste food recycling to the vermicompost production. Mean that teaching people how to produce vermicompost so that they can also produce their own compost at home using local resources. Shift this dependence from humanitarian aid to be self-reliant. So this is being resilient. 75% of the population in Nakivale Refugee Settlement represents women and children. So women are considered the most vulnerable here. And when the people consider you as most vulnerable, there is a negative emotion that really discourage most of women to not be part of different initiatives. However, we take this action to make sure that women also are representative. Women also can show that women also can do something that a community can benefit from. And as there is a say, when you empower women, you empower the whole family. So reason why we really more focus on empowering. We don't really encourage competition in all what we are doing, but rather we encourage partnership, because partnership help us to move forward, unlike competition. The cause that we are advocating is quite huge, that not one person can really bring a sustainable solution. So it needs all of us to sit together and collaborate on how we can face this challenge that refugees are undergoing. food security, climate change, humanitarian crisis. If we reach this step of seeing the effects, for example, the bad effect, for example, of the climate change, it won't matter if you are from Europe, if you are from Africa or America. So we will all face the same consequences. This dialogue will be the genesis of our innovation and creativity to better meet the needs of the community.